Hey everybody, Xavier Thorne here, and welcome back to Costume Quest. This is working, right? I hope so. So, today Fraps has horribly fucked me over. And not only did my commentary not get recorded, but the game sound didn't get recorded either. So, the nightmare of post-commentary it is. And hoping that my mic is actually being picked up right now because the little bar, it's not going at all. But I'll hope. So here we are at the Motherlode candy store. And just look at all that candy sitting there. I mean, if we could take that, we'd be set for life. Everett has a good question there of why do they want so much candy? And I like Lucy's idea of capture one and dissect it. Of course, dissection would mean it's already dead. We could instead just go with a vivisection. If we're feeling particularly evil. But, as we see, Wren is still safe. Of course, she's still got the crappy costume, but... and what can you do? And this little guy is Metzel, with his cute little candy bulldozer. Hi guys. Reynold, why? I mean, you were here to just save Wren. You've done that. I mean, just let him have the candy. We could have all gone home. But no, Reynold has to shout up, get their attention, and then we have to fight them. So what we have here is a basically 3-stage boss fight. Which is a lot less interesting with no battle music. But okay, so our first stage is just these two Traubogs. Which, easy enough strategy, we just attack one, keep the other one stunned. And we're pretty set. So happily enough, we make it through this first section without taking any damage. And when we get one person's health low enough, Metzel just, well, you saw bulldozes them and we fight him now. And good question, which one is your brother-in-law? Even he can't tell the Traubogs apart, so how does he even know that one of them was his brother-in-law? Okay, so we got Metzel in his candy dozer, has 1,000 health. And we just pick up our turn where we left off. And, you jerk. But luckily, he doesn't attack too often. That's a good thing about these high health boss fights. Run, I kind of for no reason used the shield here. Turned out to not even really need it. See, there you go. There's a cue of who Metzel is going to be targeting when he attacks. I think he doesn't attack for at least until next turn. So we get 2 whole turns of attack in before he goes. Yeah. And had I not just wasted Everett's shield on himself, at this point I could have shielded Reynold to lower the damage he's going to take. but I didn't. But luckily we still have Lucy's healing waiting up, because you see this, 128 damage, and it stuns him. Now, luckily the Candy Dozer's at low enough health that it's not going to take much longer to take it out. But, just to be safe here, we heal. Gotta play it cautious when you need to. And I think I failed that. But Candy Dozer's gone. We're good. Probably didn't need to use the Missile Barrage for it, but the fire is still there, so it's fine. And with the full damage bonus, oh yeah, I tried to do the stun there just to see if it would work, since he's not in the Candy Dozer anymore, but it didn't. And while we have just amazing damage for Reynolds right now, I'd say Everett and Lucy, they don't do too bad. Getting between 60 and 70 when you get the prompt right. So on one of these attacks coming up, Everett will be doing 70 damage, and Lucy hits like 67, I think it is. Yeah, see, because there's a 67. Then you got that over 100 for Reynolds. Oh, look at that, a nice 110. We're doing pretty well. Of course, kind of sad to say this is the only fight we have in this video. But at least it was a boss fight. Really, if you're only going to have one fight in a video with a game that has fights in it, might as well make it a boss fight. Oh yeah, getting close. Oh, also, something really fun to note is how much damage he's about to take from the fire. Bam! 77. I think I missed that prompt, but doesn't matter. He only has 25 health left, and Reynolds got this. Bye, Metzel. Thanks for coming. So, our reward... Sorry, I was yawning. I'm still not entirely awake yet. Got my coffee, though. So our reward was a Creepy Treats card and a stamp. And it's actually a particularly useful stamp a little later on, and just in some of the tougher boss fights that'll be coming up in future videos. Which, of course, once we get control back, I do go into the stamp collection, show what it does. So I'm not going to talk about it just yet. And so Dorsal has got one of those speakers from the gates. Yes, that is totally inadmissible. Still, I don't remember him saying those exact words. So I'd probably have to start the game over, just on my own time, and see if he really did say exactly that. Honestly, I feel like he didn't. But who knows, he may have. I'm not fat, this is a costume. And now we are in candy corn costumes. And there's the evil plot now. Burn all of our costumes. And they really did take all of them. We have nothing left. That's right, Repusia. So we've got this farm area to go through, and then we have a portal. At least, if I remember right, I think we go through the portal and go to Repusia for the rest of the game. So we break out of the cage, and now we get to hit a sign. And we Yeah, kind of good the crummy substitute costumes just like disintegrate there. So they sucked anyway. So we look through, make note that we actually have no costumes left. And there's our new stamp. Auto resurrection for person holding it 1 turn after they've died. And I don't remember how much HP some is, but hey, at least they got some health back. And good thing to do with that, if I remember right, well, best thing to do with it is give it to Lucy, because she's the healer. Of course, as I said, you only really need it for the bigger boss fights, because all the little minion fights that we do, you don't really need it. It's not that important. Best strategy you can do with those is keep the minions stunned. Jeez, Xavier, how long are you staying on the screen? Okay, never mind. We're gone. Bye, sign. Thanks for the candy. So we go about our normal candy collection. Constantly not being close enough. Just search around. See if that one was breakable. It wasn't. Get our candy out of the mailbox, and we got a barn. And Repusion soldiers. I think I just keep referring to them as crow monsters. Well, when I had commentary. When I was going through. Big bone situation. Hungry! He tried to make some good point, then he just goes back to his other crap. So yes, every costume and every piece of costumes we still had is now in that box. Which I didn't get the third piece of the unicorn costume. I'm pretty sure that's just supposed to be in the mall, so I might have to go back there and search. You know, when I'm actually able to. But to do that, we gotta find those sarcophagi. And there's our first hiding kid. As usual, we have 6 to find. And there we got Burning Man going on at Halloween, just minus all the hippies. And there's a nice chest over there. We'll get to it, don't worry. I mean, I know I just regularly walk a lot when I don't need to, because I always have Reynolds in his robot costume. We could be skating around, but it kind of sucks to be forced to walk right now. So, and we need to find the, what was that, Street Chew or whatever it was? Whatever card it is, we gotta find him one. At some point here, I go look at my Creepy Treat collection to see if I have the card he wants. Which we know we don't have a duplicate, as per the dialogue that was displayed. But I wanted to know if I even had one. Yeah. I mean, it even says right there, things are found in Autumn Haven Mall, and then Pumpkin is multiple neighborhoods. If pieces of the unicorn were going to be found here, it should say multiple neighborhoods. So we are going to have to go back. And we got a fry selling guy here. Hello. Yes, the fries are great. They smell amazing. Delicious. And he has a fry costume that is conveniently child-sized. And so, if we can find him 3 new customers, he will let us keep the costume. Not that we actually need it once we get our stuff back. Just run around, mess with little. So there's our active ability, the lure. I went over to that thinking it might be our friend, the pumpkin scarecrow, but it wasn't. It was just some random one that's not going to give us a costume piece. So we don't get our pumpkin costume yet. And so I talked to that girl, and then I just keep searching around to find everyone else. The important thing to note is you don't actually have to talk to them, you just see that chicken symbol above their heads. And right here, as we're walking around, you can see all these houses we're going to be trick-or-treating at. Not right now, obviously. We're not properly outfitted. I don't know which house has humans, which house has... Damn it! Which house has enemies? But right here, we got 100 candy. So it's not all bad. We're up to a nice, respectable 394. Yes, instead of walking around to find where this fry smell is coming from, they'll just stand there. So yes, Sadie has involved us in her lies to her father. And now, right there, she just lied to us. She said she had more stamps. She doesn't. Granted, that's partially our fault for not having leveled up yet, but still, she lied to us. Pop the balloons! Everyone loves popping balloons, 'cause they have candy in them. So, we got someone in a superhero costume here, claiming to patrol the area. Oh, I see you hidden there. I actually did not notice that the first time through. But when the only thing you have to do is sit around watching what you're doing, you tend to notice more. Okay, well, aren't you a dick? Come along, child. Wrong way. Hello? Yeah, right here I was trying to see if I could get multiple following me at once, but you can't. So we have to lure them back one at a time. And that just sounds so wrong. I mean, we are luring children to this old man with the promise of French fries. Yeah, you probably shouldn't do that. Eating till you puke is really, just really unhealthy for you. Oh, I just noticed this kid is named Tyler. Come on, Tyler, you fat bastard, eat some fries. Winner! And we get tickets for the carnival. Of course, they're not going to listen, the carnival. Yep, start going one way, realize there's nothing left to explore over there, then just go back. This mummy kid I completely ignored the existence of first time through. And there's a witch hiding. She thinks she's so hidden. But BAM! Barricade is destroyed and she's totally revealed. And we're breaking these pumpkins for more candy. No candy shall escape us. Now, here we go. Here's me checking the creepy treats. Whether it was street chew or straw chew. I think when I was looking at this the first time, I said I was looking for straw chew. But it might have been street chew, but I don't see that here either. Oh, and right there's the card for beating Metzel, the Banana Beard. So yeah, we don't even have one of the card he wants yet, so we have to find two. But now, if you remember, yep, we got this person hiding. The Repugians were complaining that they were hungry. But don't worry, we're not actually going to take them to the fries. And haha, now screw them, they're dicks. We have something better for them. But yes, admission to the carnival is $5 if you have a costume. And because the rules say you have to have a costume to enter, 1 million if you don't have a costume. Which is crap. And right there I saved just to be safe, which ultimately I regret saving it all during this, even when I finished recording. Because, of course, you don't... You know, how was I supposed to know if Fraps wasn't recording the sound at all? Luckily, he never actually catches you either. He just sits at that same distance that the following kids did. And so we're going to trap both of them in the barn. Come on, you loser. You see, we get out of that pretty quick. I mean, we are like ninja magicians or something. Yes, Everett is complete now that he has his night costume back. And of course, since Lucy's wearing the robot costume, we gotta go switch things around, because Fry costume, if I remember right, isn't all that useful in battle. I think I messed with that a little the first time I played. Yeah, now that we have it back, we're gonna play around with it a little. Because why not? I mean, we were just forced to be walking around. Why not enjoy our roller skates? Yes, and of course we don't have to pay for tickets because the Fry guy gave us some. And considering we already had tickets, I mean, I know they have the policy that you have to have the costume to get in, but we already had the tickets. Come on. And here we have Dorian. Helpful Cat, Mysterious Scarecrow. Oh wait, I remember now with the cat. He led us to the items for remaking our robot costume that first time. And also he's been the Scarecrow, giving us the pumpkin costume pieces. So I'm going to ignore what they're saying here, so you guys can just be reading it. So what I was assuming that was that at the end of this conversation we would get the final piece to the pumpkin costume. I was incorrect. Yeah, so and right there, he said he was going to help us. I figured that meant he was going to give us the final piece, but no. See, he just runs off in a haze of green magic. Jerk. And, of course, once again, we have apple bobbing at our disposal. So, but first, of course, we're going to break all these balloons, because screw these balloons. And I like this guy. He's like all paranoid. Yeah, what could be more comforting than a face full of cold water? Anything? Yeah, the Apple industry is paying him to do this, and he's got to be quiet about that because they're watching. But don't worry, yeah, we got him covered. We're cool like that. We'll do our apple bobbing, because after all, we're like champions at it. Alright, look at that. Look at that speed. That accuracy. That not grabbing junk apples. It doesn't last, trust me. Damn it. Face full of cold water. But as always, we make our score. Even with the one run during this set that I screw up, we still make the score. Because thankfully I only screw up once. But because of that screw up, I get to show you exactly what getting one of the rotten apples does. So we start normally. I think it's this one that that I screwed up on. I'm not going to put this on you guys. It was my fault. My fault entirely. Damn it. Yep, see? Stuns you for a few seconds, and of course it made me miss a green apple, but luckily I'm still good enough to just go through and make up. See, there you go. One more. One more. There you go. But if you screw up like that a couple times, it could cost you. Yeah, you sure you don't work for the candy industry? Newsflash. Come on, advance the text. They're the same company. Apple industry and candy. It's like, oh no, I've said too much. Of course, you know, that industry crossover, originally what I had brought up was candied apples. And alright, here we go, the final run. Unless there's another one later on, I can't remember. There might be, there might not be, who knows. If there is, we'll do it. Get more candy. Ah, green apple got away. But oh yeah, just look at all that speed and accuracy. One apple gets away, we quickly rebound, go for another one. And as always, we make our score. The ultimate prize today is Sugar Bucket Creepy Treat card. Now you work for them too. Who? Exactly. And so, for me, the paranoia sets in and I just start breaking everything. Fight the power! And here, I just keep bashing this thing to see if it's at all possible for me to ring the bell. But every time, I don't manage it. Even with this one. The running start. Can't get it. Put all the power I had into that one. I like how they sound so amazed that we're finding them when they're not even particularly well hidden. But we are down to 2 kids to find. We know well, through me rewatching this, we know one of them is along that path. At the wall that we can ramp over if we're coming from that side. And where is the other one? Are they in the carnival? But we got some more candy. And we're just going to go keep hitting everything in sight. Can't remember if I remember to grab those pumpkins there. So, I mean, I get sidetracked here with these balloons. Come on, go for the pumpkins. Nope, looks like I forgot. Well, that just cost me some candy then. Tried to go around that. Purposely avoiding the houses for now. Well, not houses, tents. And that made me curious. What's so far so good? Yeah, I went over here, said hi to the cannon guy. If I remember right, the thing we need to do is use the cannon, fire ourselves out of it, and then, well, once we come over here... See, I kept trying to get lined up properly and hit the trash can, but I ended up starting this little cutscene. As we use the cannon, fire ourselves and hit the guys up there. Those poor kids. See, this is why I've been killing these things all night. They are complete dicks. I mean, how many kids do you think they've just tossed aside while they were still up on top of that? I certainly wouldn't doubt that that's something these assholes would do. You know, after all, they're big enough assholes to be up on top of a Ferris wheel shaking kids upside down in the first place. Okay, and as you can see with that darkness, you can see the eyes in it. That's some of the darkness you need the spaceman costume to get through. And I did initially realize that, so I keep hitting the wrong buttons. I switched to the costume, try and go through. But it turns out that for now, the path is blocked by that. So we've got to do stuff here in the carnival before we can get to that. But so be it. Again, wrong button. Every time. Every time. And so as I was wandering around here, I noticed the time on the recording. So I started heading for the save box. Well, and that's one unfortunate bit of my commentary and everything not getting recorded is I had a fun little bit that I did during this. And I made some horrible joke. Then, getting a little desperate sounding, I pleaded towards you, the viewers, and then I went to my cheerful... Okay, so before I was so horribly interrupted by me forgetting I was wasting too much time with explaining what had happened, and the fact that the audio recording was going to immediately stop when the video reached the end, after the bit of pleading, I just snapped right back, went to my normal cheerful outro, which brings me to that cheerful outro, so I'm going to leave this episode here, obviously, as if I even really need to point that out at this point, although I'm just going to continue. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you all in the next episode, where hopefully things don't screw up as badly. I'm certainly hoping that.